Hi, and welcome to Harder Brunch. Before we get started with the episode, we have a very special guest with us in studio from the World Food Championships. Mark Conway is in with us in studio.
Mark Conway.
Very excited to have you. You are the host and producer of WFC.
Yeah. It's an interesting gig, but I'm glad to be here.
I feel like it's almost been something it's been built up for this whole year, and it's been coming, but it's like I'm still not 100% sure what to expect. I feel like it's like the haunted carnival's coming to town, and you just hear tales of it. But we're so excited. I went through a whole podcast talking with Larry from Culinary Crossroads about it, and didn't realize until the very end that we all thought that this was just an event that was coming once. We didn't realize that Indianapolis is now the home, like the permanent home of World Food Champions.
I mean, that's the goal. We came here on a 1-year deal.
Okay.
We wanted to see.
Oh, so you're like, don't mess it up.
Yeah, we're like, well, it's just as much on us. Like, we can't screw this up. We want the city to want this to be here, because it's like any event. You want a city that wants you to be there. You want a city that has energy, because when you talk about what the World Food Championships is, this is year 12.
Yeah.
You're going to have over 1,200 cooks from over 37 countries, broken into 300 teams, competing in 12 categories over 5 days for a prize purse of over $450,000.
Oh, wow.
It is WWE meets the Final Four, meets the All-Star Game, meets Food Network, slammed into one 5-day period.
That's great.
Oh my gosh. This is the guy from WFC?
Yeah.
I've been talking shit to this dude the whole time.
You really have. You really have.
And like, I was like, oh, this guy, look at it, like how he's dressed. I was like, I really was. I was like, this, like, oh, look, like, it was nice. I was like who dresses like that for a Harder Brunch? And then I was like, I thought you're just like Ariel's dude. I'm like, okay, she brought her boyfriend and like whatever. And so we just been talking shit back and forth. No, I did not know he had any. I do want to apologize.
No, I was thoroughly enjoying letting that happen. That was fantastic.
Well, I just kissed that goodbye.
Did you think it was weird that we were interviewing him?
Yeah, I was like, why the fuck is he here?
That's
like,
this was going to be
really,
great.
Dude, I was like, the guy that no one knows. All right, let's do it.
I mean, why not at this point?
I was like, no bad. I was like, we can make bad decisions.
Yeah. We all just had to sit through your cocktail demo, so I mean, might as well.
So you rolled out the opposite of the red carpet.
Yeah.
And he's pitching me like how I should have a show. Like, you should have a show. We're like, yeah, fuck you, guy. Like, I should have a show.
Yeah, instead of rolling out the red carpet, he just opened up the septic tank, and he's like, hey, how's it going? Welcome to the hot tub.
Yeah, no one told me. But it's okay.
How long have you been involved with World Food Champions?
Oh, man, it's been going on 9 years now.
Okay, so almost since the beginning.
I came in, just basically told him, give me free reign. Let me come in. I had a live streaming company at the time, and I was like, give me free reign. Let me come and stream this. And then I realized, oh, shit, it's in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I have to show up in Alabama. Gulf Shores, Alabama. I've never been there. I didn't know anything about it. I had 2 weeks to get there. And next thing you know, I'm live streaming the World Foods, and I've never left.
That is awesome. And so you have a background in broadcasting?
I was a chef for years.
Okay.
And then had 13-year-old, well, now they're 13, but I had twin girls. And it was like, okay, I can continue to be a chef and put 80 hours a week in and never see my kids, or I can figure something else out and be dad. And so went dad and went into media.
Isn't it crazy how we all want to get into culinary to be chef, and then realize that like that's almost like the least amount of money you could ever make is actually cooking the food?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, the thing that we all like to do.
I mean, I loved it. I did. I mean, you couldn't get me out of the kitchen half the time. But it consumed whole life.
Yeah.
And there's no money in it. There was no money in it, especially back then.
Did you start just host, but you said that you're also you're a producer on the show?
It is every year my role has kind of evolved and changed. And now this year we're doing an event bigger than we've ever done for Indy. So we're going into the Fall Creek Pavilion, and I was here for the entire month of the fair. And I was taking videos inside Fall Creek while it was, the swine barn, essentially. There's pigs everywhere. And I was like, so great. Now I have before and after video. Here's the pigs running around. Here's the bacon being cooked. I got everything in one spot. But the things we're going to do this year, we have never done in the previous 11 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The celebrities that are coming in, the demos that we're going to have, the way we've changed up the competition, it is going to look and feel like every bit of a monster event.
I saw that Mark Henry, the world's strongest man, was going to be there, and that got me excited.
Yeah, Mark and I have known each other for years
really?
now. And
that's awesome.
We find our way into plenty of trouble every time we get into one of these events. And he's awesome.
No, wait. So, like, is he going to do, like, breaking bricks or something like that?
I just sent him a text to basically pick you up and throw you over a table. I mean, that was it. It was like, hey, Mark, I got your demo guy. No problem.
Did you hear that? That means I'm going to be there. I'm back in, baby.
Yeah, you're back in. You're just not allowed. You're not allowed anywhere near world mixology. We're just going to keep you clear of that. But Mark's fantastic. He is, there's so many things he does now, but one of the things he's really passionate about at this point is food sport. And WFC is the biggest food sport competition on the planet. So I brought him in about 3 years ago, and he has a freaking blast. And he's gigantic.
So we have an event that we've done for the last 4 years, where we have chefs come together and make meat cakes, basically like wedding cake sized edible art installations. Do you think that there could be a category for best meat cake at World Food maybe next year?
I think we can make a hell of an ancillary with that.
It'd be fun.
And then you bring in, Mark Henry to judge it.
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be great.
Ooh, that would,
yeah.
Because what we did is very a spectacle. We had the beefcakes. We had a lot of models and musclemen walking around.
So you were one of those.
I was one of the.
He was in a meat suit.
He was wearing a skin tight meat suit.
I was wearing
every bit of that
skin tight meat suit, which was not flattering at all.
I can't imagine.
My mom even made comments like, "Yeah." She said, "At least you're comfortable with your body." I'm like, "What is that?"
Oh, that's nice,
Mom. What does that mean?
It was like soft serve in a water balloon. It was just like ready to go.
It stayed the same size.
Anyways, but yeah, that'd be
so.
That'd be a lot of fun.
For our people listening that are like thinking about getting tickets, there are different tiers of tickets, right?
Yeah.
Like you can get a ticket just to kind of go check it out, and there's like a ticket that you can get where you get like a sample of both food and cocktails.
Yeah, there's the general admission ticket's going to get you in the door. There's going to be samples there. There's what's happening inside the Fall Creek Pavilion, and then there's what's happening outside, which is our entire barbecue and live fire area. So you're going to have like almost 50 world-class barbecue teams cooking. You're going to have over 35 live fire teams. Al Fergoni's bringing a live fire experience. There's demos happening out there, and then inside you're going to have that. Now, when you go to the next tier, you have two different ones. You can go to the Taste of the WFC, which is you get to walk into an event that's been curated by celebrity chef Eric Greenspan, and you're going to try 12 previous championship dishes.
Oh, wow.
While he talks you through it and kind of goes through that. Demarius Phillips is going to join him as well from Food Network. And then you can go to the VIP experience where World Mixology, you're not allowed. World Mixology is going to be sampling out cocktails by the championship place. Plus, we're going to have Francesco. And I'm just going to let you learn about Francesco just by showing up because there's no words to describe that guy. But you're going to do a lot of demos, tastings. They're going to talk about why a spirit is a spirit and why you would use this instead of this and those kinds of things. So you've got those experiences in addition to your general admission ticket you can do. So you really can kind of choose your own adventure.
There's the educational component if you like to do that. That sounds amazing. Now, so since you've been part of this like year to year, and there's these people that I'm assuming come back and compete are there like personalities like this is the bad boy of barbecue, this is the like all that fun stuff? Yeah,
you're gonna have it all. I mean, you've got local guys like Craig Baker who I think he's only missed 1 year.
And he's the bad boy?
Oh no. Craig Baker is not the bad boy. Craig Baker, when I first met him in Orange Beach, Alabama, he introduced himself as Craig Baker, the mayor of Naptown. Now, you have to understand, I have no idea something called Naptown exists.
Yeah.
I thought he was being sarcastic, and he liked to take naps. I mean, he looks like he's taking a nap half the time. So it was like
a little sleepy.
It took me until like this past year before I knew there was a place called Naptown. Not a clue. So all this time. But then you'll have a team coming in from Japan that is competing in barbecue, that is also a Japanese rap group and does anime cosplay. The barbecue, if you want to see personalities, walk through barbecue. That is the nuttiest place you're ever going to be in your life. I don't know how half of them get out of the home to come and cook, but sometime they get a weekend pass because they are crazy. And then inside, you're going to have everything from stoic Michelin star chefs down to somebody who literally just won a burger competition somewhere in the country or somewhere in the world because, it's 37 countries. So you'll have people coming from anywhere. And, next thing you know, you're talking to somebody that's from an entire different culture. It's fantastic.
What's the craziest upset you've seen talking about like home cooks and professional chefs?
There was this year at our final table. Basically, when we leave here, we'll have 12 category champions because we have 12 categories. When we leave here, we take those 12 and I write a culinary competition to put them through a gauntlet I basically make it as hard as I can possibly make it because you're going to battle out for $150,000. So I feel like you should need to bust your ass a little bit.
Sure.
Well, what happened this past final table is I wrote 3 different challenges, and the final challenge, I made them go to a museum and see this art exhibit that was all curated, and every piece of art that was on the walls was literally bugs that these people had found from all their plant bugs, animals, whatever it was, and then they turned them into art with no changing of their natural color. Spectacular. I said, by the way, while you're walking through the museum, what I'm going to have you do is now create a dish inspired by your walk through this thing. So it came down to, we had 4. We had our previous world champion, the reigning one from Australia. We had our burger champion that had come in from France. We had a Michelin star chef from London. And we had this little pastry chef from Galveston, Texas. She ends up in the final 3. Then she ends up in the final 2.
Ooh.
Up against a Michelin star chef from London. And when the last dishes were scored, she won.
Oh, wow.
It was a monster upset.
That's
monster.
Awesome.
But her dish was spectacular.
Did she use bugs?
No. A couple of them used bugs. She did not use bugs. She made a dessert. She played to her strengths. It was phenomenal. But that's the thing. It's just like in sports. Any given Sunday, anybody can win.
Yeah, so you really are like the Vince McMahon, Willy Wonka of food sports.
I don't know that I necessarily want to be the Vince McMahon of anything.
Sure.
Let's be real. I'm going to go ahead and clarify that for everybody listening. I am not the Vince McMahon of food
Yo, that
sports.
was a bad comparison. You're pretty much like the Harvey Weinstein of food, right?
I do not have a private island. No.
The Jeff Epstein of food is here today.
I am, but I guess as long as I've been around it, I guess I'm the face of food sport. But more than anything, all anybody really does is hear me talk and look at my suits.
Yeah,
So-
You do have nice suits.
Let's talk about the suits because
If I can say so myself.
I feel
Thank
like
you. I like how you say that now.
I knew exactly who you were just for 20 feet away yesterday. I was like, oh, that's Mark. I was like, I've never met him in person, but I can't imagine 2 people are walking around looking like that.
Probably not.
What is, because you're very well dressed, but they're very colorful suits.
Yeah.
Is that like the on-air personality, or is that your everyday?
That's pretty much as possible. That's just what I like. And it's funny because it started at World Foods one year. They asked me to host the Biscuit and Championships the very first time.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic event. It was this little Texas grandma who makes jam, and she's been on MasterChef and all these other shows, and she makes jam. And so they wanted to do a Biscuit and Championship. So she asked me to host it, but she was like, would you wear a hot pink suit? And I was like, of course.
Yeah.
To this point, I hadn't done the suits, and this is probably 5 years ago. And I was like, yeah, why not? So I get this hot pink suit. And from then on, man, it was on. The floodgates were open. Then it went to watches and belt buckles and shoes. And I've had everything from an entire disco ball suit, which the jacket is here, by the way, to custom-made suits that I've picked the materials and the linens to make them.
Some people would say like wearing those type of things is like a lack of confidence or it's peacocking, and I don't get that from you at all.
No.
I feel like you're a very confident guy.
Yeah.
You've been a chef. You're used to the heat.
I think it takes balls to wear the suit.
I think so.
Because, I'm going to wear the suit and be damn happy in that suit.
Yeah.
And what's great about it is, when you're in this industry, you have to stand out.
Mm-hmm.
You have to
really?
be different. And so if you wear something you're super comfortable in that is fun, that you embrace and you enjoy, your suits can be loud and you don't have to.
Yeah.
they're going to come find you.
Yeah.
And so that's what it's turned out to be, and it's been spectacular.
Plus, when there's how many people did you say was going to be at World Food Champs?
Just from cooks alone, you have over 1,200. That doesn't count the public at all.
So yeah,
so you do have to stick out.
Yeah, you do have. You literally have to stick out when you're there.
Yeah,
I think I would go there shirtless. You see what I'm saying? Or
I absolutely think maybe body paint.
Food body paint.
Food, ketchup, and mustard.
Like where you I'm like, you could lick this off.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to at least be 50 yards away from me at all times. But yeah, I love where you're going with this.
Yeah, just
roll certain areas and coffee beans, and you'll be a big fan of people.
It's gonna be a PG lick.
We get
PG lick. Does a PG lick even exist?
I don't know.
It's like how you kiss your wife in church. It's
What the?
No, I get it.
When you get married, like church tongue.
Church tongue. Yeah. Well, as long as you're not kissing somebody else's wife in church, I think you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we do have a lot of podcasting to get to today. Well, one more time, clear for our listeners out there. When is it? Where is it? And where can we get tickets for it?
You can check out worldfoodchampionships.com. You also can look at their Facebook and Instagram. It's going to be at the Fall Creek Pavilion here in Indianapolis, and it's November 9th through the 12th.
I'm so excited. Like, every time it gets described to me, I get more and more hype for it. Because at first I was like, that sounds great, a food competition.
Yeah.
And then I also know so many people that are, we're friends with Craig, we're friends with Gomez. We have all these people that are competing. So it's just like, yeah, I love cheering on my friends.
Is Alan competing?
And then,
yep, Alan is.
And so we know so many people that are competing already. I was like, that's cool. And then we had to explain a little bit more, like what a big deal it was. And we're like, oh, that actually is really cool. And then how much that Indianapolis is just very excited to try to build that relationship. And like, we want it. We want you guys to be here. We want this to be
that's what we want to.
Home.
Absolutely. And we want you to feel welcome.
You should be the ambassador for Indianapolis.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Yes.
Never met a stranger I didn't offend.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Do you have any social medias you like to plug too?
Yeah, you can follow me on social media. It's Mark Conway WFC.
All right. We'll see you at World Food Champions.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Down. Ooh, I'm eating brunch with my people though. The homie Dyke just cooked up a feast and we bout to eat it, bro. Fucked around and has to mix the lobster with the poutine. Daddy is rolling blow dream. Them boys got down a routine. It's Naptown culture. Cooking 7 courses. Had to pass the torch and now I'm grabbing second portion. So sit back, relax, grab a drink and a smoke. It's Harder Brunch on the way and get prepared for the jokes. Whoa.
Hi, and welcome to the Harder Brunch Podcast. I'm your host, Dyke Michaels. With me, as always, my co-host, Thaddaeus Mckee.
Slappy, pappy, wank, wank.
On the ones and twos, the wheels of steel, the sauce boss of Indianapolis, and the last bespoke dragon. Give it up for Zach Roan, everybody.
For the last time, but not the worst time.
A very special first-time guest with us in studio, professional bartender, Megan Quillen. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored.
We've both known you now for about 7-8 years.
Yeah.
You literally are one of our favorite bartenders in the city.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very honored because I'm sure some people have, opposite review, but,
I'm sure.
You're great. Well, I gotta share this with you at the beginning because Thad shared this with me the other day, and we were talking about you coming on the program, and he's just like, man, it's always so great with Megan because she's always so nice. And I was like, hell yeah, she is super nice. Because, I mean, she's really nice to me, but I always seem to walk in right after she's kicking somebody out. And she's like, get the fuck out of here, you piece of shit. Never come. Oh, hi, Thad. How are you doing?
honestly, I'm like, people probably think I'm bipolar. They're like, oh, shoot. This is awkward. I'm like, oh, hi, guys. Sorry.
I mean, but that's the fact of the matter is, especially, when you work in the industry and you're a bartender, like, you got to stick up for yourself or people are going to walk all over you.
Oh, absolutely.
And you have to babysit a lot of grown men.
Well, it's the dugout, too.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of babysitting. That's why I have no voice because of, Swifties, IU. It's fun to yell over. But, I mean, the dugout, like I said, is my favorite bar I've ever worked at. The owners are literally some of the best owners that I've ever worked for.
Yeah.
They do a lot for us, and they always make sure we're taken care of. So shout out to Nick and Leighton.
Didn't they get credited as being the state's best dive bar too?
Well, I mean, Sam's did the the Indy Star, but we were voted #1 dive bar. But then obviously we added on 2 other spots. So.
Oh yeah,
#1.
yeah.
Who votes on that? That's awesome.
I know at one point you guys were going through the most PBR out of any bar.
Oh, absolutely. Jameson, PBR. Jameson's probably from all of us, but yeah, it's a great establishment. So if anybody hasn't gone there, good place to go.
I have a lot of special memories of the Dugout because we used to run an open mic out of there. Every Wednesday for a while, and then I used to work across the street at Hotel Tango, so like that was always my safe place, was to go to the Dugout. So I love it there, and like I think it does take a certain kind of person and personality to be a bartender there, and you've always been nothing but nice to us, but I feel like we don't act like fools when we're in there. So
you can't say that. Though.
Okay. Well,
I mean, there's like a famous picture of you who passed out in front of the
outside where I belong.
Okay.
Oh, well, then that doesn't count.
Yeah, I took a little cultural trail nap one time. You know,
well,
The cultural
it happens.
trail nap.
and it's like shame on me, but I was hanging out with 12 people that just left me.
He's like, why do I have a bunch of coins and dollars next to me? What the heck?
That is a jerk move. If like you're sleeping, someone needs to wake you up or
I
say,
feel like the last person to leave is obligated to, like, women
care of you.
don't do that to each other. Like, a woman would never leave another woman asleep on the culture. Like, she'll figure it out. That's some guy shit right there. That's toxic masculinity. That's what that is. Never leave a man behind.
But like I feel like, but what if it was like a group of girls that you're hanging out with? Like they're like, hey guys, this is his move. Like you fall asleep and like okay, he's gonna make you take him to his house.
He's your problem now.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And so the old hot potato, that's what that's called.
You play the hot potato move.
I don't think I've ever done that.
How long have you been bartending for?
Probably about, I don't know. If you count when I was a kid serving my Italian uncles, 12.
Oh, yeah.
You know, hey, we get a beer for, 50 cents. They're like, hey, go get us a beer from the fridge. 50 cents. So I was like, damn, I've been doing this half my life.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Hit that Italian music. Oh, we don't have it.
Damn. Yeah, but I mean, I've been working industry since I was probably about 16, 17. Mm-hmm. Did 4 years of college, still did that.
What'd you go to college for?
Criminal justice.
Oh, wow.
What? You were a cop?
Hell no.
Our first cop, everybody.
Absolutely not. I make, unfortunately, way more money doing this.
Sure.
But, my thing is with bartending, it's like I'm a people person, so I like to talk to people, I like to get to know people.
Yeah.
I like to make people laugh. I also like, yelling at people when they're assholes. That's always great.
You do such a good job at that, too.
Yeah, I really do. And like I said, it's I just don't let people walk over me, so.
Yeah.
Well, and there's a thing too where it's like I feel like sometimes people don't respect the service industry as being like a professional career. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like I've been a bartender for a long time too, and people are like, oh, it's like, what's your real job? Or and it's like, what?
It's just like I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But I think honestly everybody should do like 3 months of industry.
Yeah.
Whether that's waitress, whether that's bartending, in the kitchen, because it really humbles you. It really does.
Yeah.
I think of skills in college versus bartending, and honestly, I've learned way more skills bartending than I have in college.
Yeah, for sure.
The 2 years of music class, really taught me a lot in life.
Wait, they teach music in criminal justice?
Well, no, just for your prereqs,
Oh, okay. I was like, that'd be awesome. Like, hey, if you want to be a cop, you gotta learn how to sing. Yeah.
You gotta go in Broadway style. Yeah, but it's I think everybody should work industry because like I said, it humbles you, and I think it makes you honestly better at multitasking and people skills.
I think everybody should work industry, but I think you should be banned from being able to go to a bar or restaurant and then be an asshole and then be like, I used to be a bartender, because those people are also the worst.
Yeah, and that's when you get literally. I will put your shot glass and I will fill it to the least amount. Yeah, they get to the line.
Oh yeah.
Unlike all everybody that comes in, regulars and everything. Obviously we have decent pours at the dugout. But I'll literally measure your shit.
Yeah. That's what was happening with you. You were getting the best pours. That means you're just a good guy.
Yeah.
If you're able to pass out at a bar, that
Well,
means
I'd
you're
say
a
fall
likable-
asleep. I don't know if pass
Sorry,
out.
I'm
is a strong
Taking a
word.
nap,
Yeah, I was taking a little nap.
He was taking
Yeah,
a nap.
taking
It wasn't
a nap.
A little nap, a little after comedy nap.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, Alex Price doesn't have to post it on Facebook every year.
Yeah, that was a jerk move, Alex Price.
Oh, damn.
Shame on you.
See, he walks up after everyone's abandoned me. He walks up, sees me there, takes a photo of me, and then leaves me there.
And
Damn.
100 likes.
Just for 100 likes? Wow. Damn, Alex, come on now.
It was great.
What's the craziest thing you've seen working in a bar? You don't have to say the current job, but just working in the bar industry.
I'm not going to say where. Yeah, I've seen boobs come out. I've seen a girl with, coming out of the bathroom with a romper down and no underwear.
Oh.
Time out.
Yeah. Let's just say there was no manicure there. Yeah, and the fact that you didn't even feel just any draft,
Yeah.
I was like, ma'am, your romper. She's like, what? I'm like, you're not wearing anything underneath it. I wish I had a bra on. I guess I'll say that. But yeah, I think honestly, probably the craziest story, unfortunately involves me, but
Hey, let's go.
so there is a regular that is notorious for sexually harassing some of the women there.
Okay, never mind. Let's not go.
And he had said quite a couple of things. I told him, I was like, listen, you better stop. Like, it's going to come to you if you keep continuing.
Yeah.
So I won't say what he said, but it was very vulgar and gross. And so he has a bald spot. So I took our sink plunger and put it underneath the sink and went behind him, stuck it on the back of his head, pulled it back and said, if you ever disrespect me like that again, it'll be 10 times worse.
That is the shit I am talking about.
And
Oh my
let's just say he's been very nice to me. So I embarrassed him in front of a lot of people. And I got $100 out of it because one of the guys, one of my friends and regulars gave me $100 for doing it. So I won, really.
It is crazy how having to deal with problem regulars and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The guy in Irvington that has the swastika flag?
No.
He looks like an old-timey prospector or Santa Claus, and he alternates between a Nazi flag, a Confederate flag, and the Don't Tread on Me flag, and it says Helter Skelter spray painted on the side of his house. He's kind of a crazy person, but he used to come into Blackacre all the time. I had to.
That's ironic.
And we're I had to serve him, and it was just he would get a couple drinks in him and start saying inappropriate stuff, but he was such a good tipper. Oh, there he is. He's always he's a great tipper. I hate to say it. So we would our goal would just be to keep him away from the rest of the patrons, just enough to so he could have his beers and then tip us and then get him out of there. And then one day he came into work with a bandage wrapped around his head, like when the little rascals got a toothache, and we were like, "What's going on?" And he talked so much shit on his work site that someone hit him in the head with a hammer, and then he went to the hospital and then came directly to the bar. We're like, "Dude, we can't serve you. You just said you got hit in the head with a hammer."
Yeah.
And probably on pain meds, so that's...
Can we go back to the plunger?
Oh, yeah.
Real quick, because that's an amazing scene. I feel like I was watching HBO for a second. You went and did you wash it off?
Yes, I did, actually.
See, that's kind of sweet. You know what I'm saying?
It's I wanted to be nice, but also,
Yeah, but he didn't know. He didn't know.
Oh, yeah, no, he thought it was a toilet, to be honest with you. He thought it was a toilet plunger, which, I didn't tell him it wasn't, so,
And you scared him. You just went boom, scary movie. Don't fuck with me.
Oh yeah, it definitely was a Wayans brother moment,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I see that energy when I come in and you kicking people out, and I think people are scared of you.
in
in that way, they don't want to mess with you.
I mean, I personally wouldn't, but I think I scare people more with my words, you know, than anything. But, you know, it's a point of, you know, just so much disrespect. You know, I'm not going to obviously be completely crazy and rude all the time. But when someone really deserves it like that, you know, and especially for women, like it's hard to be in the industry with men.
Sure.
You know, men. Oh my God, I'm having a stroke. Male customers that come in and just think that they can talk to you however they want to.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's a lot of the older men. But yeah, I'm gonna put a stamp on that one.
You did say something about. Let's talk about a little bit about your history. Like you said, you have an Italian family. Like you grew up a little bit around the South too. Like you have some Southern family.
Yeah. So my mom's side is from Georgia and Texas, and you know, she was raised in Indiana, but my grandma came up here, and then she lived on the South Side her whole life, right by Garfield Park. And then my dad's side is Irish Italian, and my mom's German. So you can only imagine how I became this person. Family, you know, but it's two different lifestyles between my mom and my dad. You know, my mom's more the preserved, very nice. You know, we talk about it, we don't fight. And then, you know, my dad's side's, you know, the Irish Italian side. So I definitely got a lot of characteristics from my dad, but you know, I got some from my mom too, obviously. But yeah, that mixture is just not good for a lot of reasons. But you know, it's who I am. So it's who I am as a person.
For sure.
Now, the Dugout is kind of known for being, you know, obviously like a dive bar, but I feel like you and Danny and some of the other bartenders try to elevate some of that, especially like since you've built out. Like, what are you most proud of about like your like cocktail program and the stuff that you're doing over there? I
mean, we don't really, I don't think necessarily have a cocktail program. We still stick with like, you know, the beer and shots, you know, a Jack and Coke.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why people come in thinking we have espresso martinis with holes in our ceiling, but, you know, you can always ask. But, you know, I think, honestly, the most thing I'm proud about the Dugout is when I started there, it was just the old side. And to see it grow tremendously.
Oh
I mean,
gosh.
you know, and it's just like to see, like, you know, everybody I work with, you know, like I said, the owners, to see it grow is honestly, you know, it's been eye-opening. It's definitely hard work, like I said, but... You know, we got voted the best bar from, what was that? The March Madness. They did the bar thing.
Oh, really?
Oh, the bracket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
voters poll or whatever?
Yeah, Barstool. That's what it was.
Barstool, yeah.
What year was that? Do you know?
Oh, gosh. That was a couple years ago.
Okay.
I mean,
the only reason why I asked because it was like, was it during the time Sinking Ship was around? That was it. Like, I love your bar. Never mind. This is a bad segue.
Go ahead.
Go right in it.
I was going to say Sinking Ship was my favorite bar, and I was like wondering if it was around the same time. If you beat Sinking Ship, and if you did, that's
actually,
cool.
I know the last two bars was us and the Rascaler.
Oh, okay.
You guys are definitely dunking on the rest guy.
Honestly, I don't know how that happened, but you know, I was just like, okay, we got this. I mean, also we were threatening people to vote for us right in front of our face. Not really threatening them, but we're just like, pull out your phone and vote for Dugout. You know, and they
standing
did.
there with a plunger, like, hey,
vote.
The Dugout also has really good, like better than it should dive bar food. I feel like, like I mean, you can go out to lunch at the Dugout and like I go in there all the time and just have like a Diet Coke and like eat.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's you know, we always have specials. You know, every day it always changes. All of our soup is homemade. Our ranches too.
Ooh, I didn't know their soup was homemade.
Yeah, we make that in house. Yeah, we make like our soups in house. Our ranch or blue cheese, and I don't know. I think that's it. But you know, everybody's always like, "What's the secret recipe for the chicken tenders?" And I'm like, "How the hell am I supposed to know?"
Yeah,
I don't make it. You know, like I'll make a pizza for somebody, but you know, I'm just like breading. I don't know.
What's your favorite thing to eat there?
Oh gosh, it really depends on the day, but you know, I think our pizza's delicious. And I don't know, we have a really good burger too.
You get pretty extraordinary nachos. I feel like the nachos.
Yeah, the pork nachos.
Pork nachos.
Can I say this? I think you just like nachos.
Yeah.
Like and it's not a dish.
There's bad nachos. No, there's definitely bad nachos.
I don't think I've
like
ever
stale
heard you
chips.
complain
Like,
about.
come on now.
You get stale chips, or if you get it where there's just like a little bit of toppings on the top, and then you just have a pile of nachos.
Yeah, and you're just like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah, no, it needs to be layered. It needs to be stuff
Am
everywhere.
I wrong about this, Dyke? I mean, you're not Dyke. Hey, remind me of your name again. After
I mean
Zach.
he frequently likes nachos, but I mean, I don't think he'd like bad nachos.
Okay.
I do think that nachos are harder to fuck up than a lot of other things.
Okay.
But
Because I'll see you order nachos at what is it? That pancake place.
Oh, the breakfast
What?
nachos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lincoln Square?
And I'm just like, yo.
These are awesome.
they're pretty good. They're pretty good.
I'm like, yo, let's get some pancakes. He's like, I'll get the nachos.
I'll
Like,
get the nachos.
It's
so
9 o'clock.
you're saying that he even likes them when you would say they're bad nachos.
Orders nachos everywhere.
First of all,
everywhere.
what do they put on
He'd
breakfast
say
nachos?
they have like chorizo on them. Like they're really good. There's like eggs and chorizo.
on
and-
chips?
Yeah. It's
alright. Hey, to each
it's
his own.
it's phenomenal.
I'm
It
like,
is.
get some pancakes. Grow up. You know what I'm saying?
Go to a bar restaurant. I'll take the chicken tenders.
like all Mexican food is like the same 5 ingredients, just in a different combination. You know.
Wow.
And we're canceled. Hey
my
guys,
God.
it's been good. It's been good. Sorry, Hispanics. I made an apology.
You started this nacho train.
That's where
you guys are defending my.
It's not his fault you took it this direction.
all nacho trains end in racism.
Yeah.
No.
No, I think
No, that's not
I've
racism.
gone on record as saying Mexicans were my favorite race. We've had this. We've said this into a microphone many times.
That's not what you say off the microphones. He actually says really bad things.
and thank you for listening to the finale.
He says build more than a wall is what he said. He said we need more than a wall. Can I ask our Michelin star friend
that's not
about nachos? What you just said, Alan? Can I have you come over to the mic real quick? I need to phone a friend. What he said about the Hispanic food, is that probably true though?
What? That there's 5 ingredients
Yeah.
in all of Mexico?
That did not save it. I was trying to help you. All right.
Oh.
Well, looks like Tony Hinchcliffe over here is not going to make it.
Oh man.
I'm glad this is our last one.
Really saved a lot for this.
Yeah.
He's like, we're gonna wait till the end.
No, we're gonna wait till the end and then really stick it to an entire population. Oh my gosh! What do you guys have coming up that you're looking? Oh, you guys also have like live music all the time too,
Yeah, well, we just finished our patio season, kind of, because the weather's just
Which is crazy
Indiana,
that-
70
that-
degrees and 30 at night.
which is crazy that the patio season lasts till November now.
Yeah, I know. It's we have live music, Fridays and Saturdays in the warehouse. But patio season, man, it's rocking. I mean, I feel like every year just gets bigger.
It's wild.
It is, but also it's just become sometimes like a frat party, and
Yeah, because people keep getting younger every year.
yeah, I'm like, I'll check their ID, and I'm like, I need to see a second form, because some of these kids look like they're 15.
21-year-olds look like embryos to me.
They really freaking do.
You haven't even met the egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
still
just
have
like your
goo
youth,
on your
the youthness and the new kids definitely did have lifeguards in the gene pool. I'll say that. Because they just look younger and younger every day. So I'm just like, I need a second form. And then when I go out, it's just like, the chin's wrong. I'm like, it's doubled. Like this is 5 years ago. I'm like, I feel like, damn. Like, or sometimes they don't even check it anymore. And I'm like, wow. Gotten to that age.
I'm still at the age where when I get checked, I'm like, oh, this is nice. Thank you.
nice.
Yeah. Oh, I love getting carded now, but like being biracial and looking younger than I am, the three of us went to Nashville. We were like at a college bar, and it was my birthday, and so like the guy like carded me, and I was like, oh, I get a show. He's gonna say something about my birthday, happy birthday or something, and he looked at it, and he was like, 1980, yeah, right, and I was like, what? I was like, dude. are you saying you don't think I'm as old as I am? I was like, I remember watching the Challenger explode.
Zach, that was a made up story, wasn't it?
You gotta drop these hints to get in. Can you drop?
You watch the Challenger explode?
Yeah, I do every night before I go to sleep.
Oh,
that's your ASMR. Teachers exploding. Here's what I would like to say. Speaking of the Challenger, the camera's right there. Upland beer. It challenges your.
Come on, land it.
I am gonna land it. I promise.
Land the spaceship like they couldn't.
Upland. Oh, okay. Take 5. Challenger beer. No. Not that. It's not Challenger beer. Upland beer. It challenges your taste buds and it's exploding in your mouth. That's bad.
That's real bad.
God, they're gonna hate that.
Because she did die, right?
Yeah. They all died. Everybody died. It was a national tragedy.
I thought it was only one.
No, the whole crew.
Oh, that's
died.
way worse than I thought. That's way.
Yeah.
That's a tragedy.
Maybe you want to go with like the Hindenburg disaster instead.
I was just saying that's not really landing, but you know.
Can you drop a beat for me there, Zach? Megan, thank you so much for being on the program and being silly with us. Where can people find you and follow you on social media? Or the Dugout, whichever one you want to give
I was like, you
out.
can't miss me, obviously. But yeah, my Instagram, I think, is Megan_at least 12, if I'm not mistaken. If not, I mean, just write in Megan. First redhead pops up, probably me.
And Thaddaeus J?
You feel okay with the podcast?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
No, I love this. I wish I had more of a voice, but, you know, it is what it is.
You have a voice.
I mean, I do.
Every woman has a voice.
I mean,
I'm an ally. Thaddaeus Mckee, the ally king.
the ally. Yeah, I think I should use that for sure.
The ally king. I'm Thad Mckee. Find me on Instagram or anything else.
Zach Rowe?
I'm not okay with the episode. I don't think I'll be putting my name on it.
Let me ask you this: what was worse, Mexico or the Challenger?
Oh man, I mean, for the Challenger being a product placement,
yeah,
that's pretty rough.
Yeah.
I'm sure Upland's gonna be happy. This
I wasn't plugging Smoking Goose when I was talking about Mexico. Casey Campbell.
I will be plugging Mexico. It's just wonderful, and I can't wait to go there. Also, look for my new podcast. I saw this sinking ship going down, so I figured I'd start Real Poppycock. REEL Poppycock. Yeah.
Thanks. At Dyke Michaels across all social media. Stick around. We're going into our final episode, the finale, the series finale. Who's going to live? Who's going to die? Who's getting married? Who's having a baby? Stick around, find out.
Who's coming out?
We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.